the lettuce, but a whole extra flavor. But I have to say, as far as a Little Diner burger goes, and we've tended to like Little Diner burgers.
Yeah.
This was a pretty decent one.
Yeah, I think one of the secrets might be just squishing that burger down. There's
You
something
think that's
about squishing a burger down that just it's like half the work's already done for you. I hate biting into something. It's just a bunch of air, a bunch of work to get to it.
It's true, because like the bun had been pressed down and toasted.
Yeah.
Probably before it was assembled even. But then you have I guess it's a less visually appealing burger in a way. As far as like, you're not getting a ton of likes on Instagram because of your crazy looking burger. But it's just it's an everyman's burger. It's a working man's burger.
Yeah.
It's the type of burger that people eat for lunch.
Exactly. It doesn't take up a lot of room, doesn't have a lot of frills, doesn't try and impress anybody.
That's right.
Just wants to fill your belly and make it a good experience.
All right, Matthew, speaking of good experience.
Yeah.
Good experiences, I suppose. Well, whatever. Matthew, you're beginning to take driving classes. Getting your experience behind the wheel on the roads.
Yeah. 16 years later.
Matthew, you're in your 30s. You're finally deciding to learn how to drive a car.
Yeah.
How's this going for you so far?
Terrifying. And I've only done a couple of theory classes.
Oh, gosh, Matthew. Okay. How's the theory classes going?
Well, I want to backtrack. When I was a child, very young, my father had a Mustang, 67 or 69.
Oh, wow.
It was like rust-colored. Beautiful. And he always told me that was going to be my car once I'm old enough to drive. So it's like, when I'm 15, I'm going to start taking my tests and stuff just at the right moment so that when I'm 16, I can go and get my license.
Yeah.
But he sold it very early on in my life.
About a year later, he sold it.
Yeah, I think he sold it to get buy a VHS camcorder.
Oh my God! Really?
Which is probably, I guess, quite a lot of money back in the...
Maybe, but I feel
probably
like
not
that wasn't
much.
A 1-for-1. He must have made...
Probably not.
Yeah.
And so I attribute that to why I never learned how to drive.
But you did go on to use that VHS camcorder.
I did. So I guess...
I think fair trade.
Yeah, I guess so. I've just been grounded, without any wheels for quite a while. But driving terrifies me, Sebastien. Maybe if I started when I was younger, I wouldn't be so afraid. But the idea of being behind the wheel... I haven't told this to my driving instructor.
Perhaps you should not.
But most people are scared, right?
I mean, I don't think I necessarily was until the first time I sort of practiced driving with my dad.
Yeah.
We got behind the wheel, I buckled up, I adjusted all my mirrors, and before we left the driveway, he wanted to impart on me some important knowledge.
Yes.
He said to me, first things first, before we put it into drive, I want you to know that this is a weapon. You can kill someone with this weapon. And you need to treat it with respect. Wield your weapon carefully.
Huh.
And I kind of took that to heart, that like this is a big, powerful machine, and you can just totally run someone down.
Definitely.
And so be very careful that when you run that person down, they deserve it and leave no trace.
That's what it sounds like.
Because it's also good for transporting a dead body.
Yeah.
You could go far away. You could leave the province and bury them in a backwoods where no one will ever find them. Throw them in a river, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options with this weapon. It's a very it's a Swiss Army knife of weapons in a sense.
Yeah, and it's like the circle of life too, because you murder that person, you bury them down. Years from now, that person will become the fuel that powers your murder weapon.
That's right.
Well, I'm definitely not going to say that to him. And he has not called it a weapon yet. We're just doing theory classes, which seem like maybe 15 minutes of actual information spread out over 2 hours.
Also, hold on, go on.
It's remarkable. He's literally going through on a slideshow, showing pictures from Google of people driving that he has given whole backstories to.
Oh, interesting.
There's just this random image of 4 people in a car, all kind of smiling, having a good time. And he's like, they look like they're having a good time, right? And no one really answers. But he's like, but no, because this is the story. And he's like, this person in the back, he he is getting told by his girlfriend how much she is in love with him. And he's an Indian fellow.
The person in the back seat?
No, our instructor. So
Okay.
he has a certain way of like telling this story in like a very interesting way.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what's he? And it always sounds like there's some knowledge coming out of him. It's like
He's weaving a tale of wisdom.
yeah. But it turns out he's just making this up, making
Yeah.
up backstories.
Okay,
because
so the kid in the back seat,
yeah, this kid in the back seat gets
teenage love.
yeah. So the girl is telling the guy how much she loves him.
Oh, they're both in the back seat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People.
I assumed he was being texted.
No. There's 4 people. It's not even like that. There's 4 people in the car, and they're all having a good time. The woman in the back seat is telling the man in the back seat how much she loves him.
Beautiful.
Now the driver in the front seat hears this,
Okay.
and he looks over at his wife
Uh-huh.
or girlfriend and says, "She never tells me how much she loves me.
Oh.
I'm in a loveless relationship. I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve. Oh no, my heart just fell right out. My heart's on the floor now. I'm very emotional. I'm going to crash this car."
So because he's not looking at the road anymore. He's fiddling around on the floor of the car. He's not paying attention to the gas and brake, and so he gets in an accident.
He's just overly emotional because people in the back seat seem to have a better relationship than he and his own wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so the bulk of the end of his story was basically just don't have conversations in the car about love, because you never know who it's going to
How the
affect.
driver feels.
Yeah.
I feel like this was maybe a very personal anecdote from your teacher.
They all sound super personal because he ends a lot of stories saying, "My heart's on my sleeve now. Oh, my heart's gone."
Okay, so your driving instructor is possibly suicidal because he has no more love in his life.
He's a very nice man. I think like he filled up about 10 minutes at the end of class. I thought, is he going to let us go early? No, he is going to tell us how to trap a monkey.
What?
And somehow that related to driving, but I don't know how. Because he said you don't just get into a car and drive, because you need to know how to do it. It's the same way as you see a monkey and you want that monkey. You don't just catch it. A man cannot catch a monkey. And he asked that question, and I was about to say,
Can a man
yes.
catch a monkey?
Yeah, and it's like, yes, a man can catch a monkey. It's been done.
A net?
They have zoos.
Zoos, yeah. I've seen them.
Yeah.
They've been captured.
Yeah, and I start to raise my hand, and he's like, "No, a man cannot catch a monkey. Don't be foolish." And then he starts saying, "But if you have the proper tool," and they drew this gourd on the board, like this weird. Anyway, he's basically saying if you put a bunch of food and seeds into the bottom of this like vase, that a monkey will go over, reach his hand in, make a fist once it's full of seeds, but he will not be able to pull his arm out.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you can sneak up and grab that monkey. And Now you've got yourself a monkey.
I mean, or you just make it a basket, and the monkey goes in there for the food, lid on the basket, boom.
Yeah, I mean there's
Bucket, whatever.
Exactly, and there's other ways. I mean, I've seen videos of people in Japan that just leave their car doors open and a bunch of monkeys flood in.
Boom, close the door. I've
You
caught
got
a
a
bunch
monkey.
of monkeys.
Tom Green did it. So I don't understand.
Hold on, you need to elaborate a little more. Tom Green did it.
Yeah, he had these.
Got a monkey?
Tom Green had his Subway Monkey Hour. I think it was like this special he did in Japan.
Okay.
Where he just did his Tom Green stuff, but in Japan.
So he was catching monkeys in the subway?
And on the subway, just out in the street, he opened his car door and had some food in there, and he trapped a couple monkeys.
Well, why not?
Yeah,
All right.
It fills up time, but like it did in this classroom, and I don't know how it related to driving, because then he just left us on that.
I feel like you need to come forth with some very technical questions so that when he gets really off track, you could just be like, but should I ever use the handbrake while turning or something? I don't know. If I want a Tokyo drift,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what would be a sort of pertinent question? Be like, so when I'm catching a monkey, should I put my hazard lights on?
Yeah, she let the other cars know you've caught the
I've
monkey.
caught the monkey.
So-
Alert everyone else.
Yeah, clear a path.
Get a sort of technical, but actual kind of real question for when he gets far off track.
Yeah.
Because he can't be like, that's not important. This monkey thing is important. Because
Yeah.
that's not true.
I mean, I Googled catching a monkey,
Go on.
and man, it works. There's videos, and they're terrifying. The monkeys freak out, but they don't let go of the seeds.
So your takeaway from driving class is, I can catch a monkey.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said go online and do some of the driving exam questions, some of the road sign questions, and I just Googled how to catch a monkey, and there are a few videos of exactly what he said.
So, Matthew, can you tell me what a yield sign looks like?
Yeah, it's like a gourd with a monkey's hand in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. All the signs have monkey signs.
So, Matthew, just to clarify, are you trying to get a driver's license so that you can catch monkeys?
I'm not. I don't know what. I'm not ruling it out.
Leaving your options open.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew. Do you think you could, at this point, maybe rate your burger instead of catching a monkey?
Yeah, I could probably do that. It's not going to get. How do we rate these burgers? 94 episodes in, I'm still not clear.
It's a 0 to 10 scale.
Oh, I know that, but go
10
ahead.
10 points goes to $100 burger. It doesn't need to cost $100. It just needs to taste so good that you would be willing to spend $100 on it. A 0
Yeah.
is a poison burger.
Okay.
Doesn't need to actually poison you, but you probably won't feel good to your stomach after eating it. 5, it's just a fine burger. 7, a good burger. And you can fill the rest in from there. I guess a 3 was a not good burger.
Yeah.
And so on.
Not good. I'd give it a 5.
5, just fine?
Fine, 5.5.
5.5, a little better than just a fine burger.
Yeah, I think it was the squishing that gave it an extra
The squishing.
point.
The fact that it was probably pressed down with a spatula or something once it was all prepared.
Pressed down with love.
Oh. It's that extra touch that comes from being there for 62 years.
Yeah.
Or no, since 1962.
Well, maybe they'll be around. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, they'll make it to their 62nd anniversary if they haven't already.
Yeah, not really a celebratory one. They must have. No, they'll make that in 2024.
22?
22.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I hang
2024.
on. Yeah, I
The
hang on your
62nd
words.
anniversary.
What did you think of this thing?
I thought it was a decent little burger. Like I said, the toasted bun, although it's a simple sesame seed bun, not a special kind, it suited the burger. The juiciness of the burger was unexpected and enjoyed. The toppings, what to expect in such a simple little diner place that's probably, hot dogs are one of their specialities. I enjoyed the burger. It was not as good. It was maybe a little overhyped to me. This was a recommended restaurant. Someone was telling me about how great everything they do was. And I had their burger, had their poutine, had their Coke. Their Coke is just like everywhere else. And I think this burger was, it was decent. I think it was a little better than fine. I'm going to give this burger a 6.
Okay.
Not much higher than you. I wouldn't quite call it a good burger, but it did the job. Someone asked me between us eating that burger and us recording this podcast if that burger was as good as I was told, and I said it was all right. You're not gonna take a bite of that burger and change your life and like move up there and make sure you can eat there every day. So this isn't a life-changing burger.
No,
but it's a fine burger.
Yeah, if anyone ever recommended this burger to me, I would say it does not stand up against that recommendation. I don't feel it's the kind of burger you can recommend to anybody. It's like you can recommend the place if someone is looking for a burger. You can be like, they have them.
They have them, yeah.
But I wouldn't ever recommend the burger as being superior than, most other burgers.
Maybe if you're on that block,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, I could go for a burger. Oh, they do a decent burger. That's one thing. But for one to go out of their way to go to Nouveau Système Beaubien,
yeah,
it's not what I was hoping for.
Yeah,
it was an alright burger.
All
the
right.
poutine was kind of better than the burger.
Yeah,
which is a shame. The side should not be better than the main.
No. Oh well.
So next week, Matthew, we're probably going to do what we do every week. Do what we do best.
Yeah.
Go out, get lunch, ramble nearly incoherently for about an hour, and record that rambling for our listeners' enjoyment. But Matthew, what do you think we'll eat when we